Hello, this is Mike Lively, and today we're going to start building our data-driven flipbook. Now what you need to do is go back and review some videos. So if you're new to this YouTube series, you want to make sure you go back and review creating a double-side image in Flash Catalyst and also creating a simple flipbook in Flash Builder. We're going to start with the flipbook and start adding data connectivity. Now, I want to say that this is what really jazzes me up about Flash Builder, the ability to drag and drop data services. So the first thing we're going to do today is first make a XML. We're going to validate that XML. Then we're going to connect that XML to our system. We'll start off with a data grid and we'll add it to a data grid. And then we'll rewire that data grid using an array collection. And we'll add that data dynamically to our flipbook. And then we'll add a caption. Probably won't get all that done today, but we're going to be working on a series of videos here to make sure you get all that under your belt. So first, let's take a look at where we were. So last time we created this simple flipbook. I want to make sure you watch the YouTube video on it if you haven't yet. And in that is my beautiful family, and you see flip, and there's different pages. So it's different side pages. Flip to the end, flip back over. And all that's hard-coded. It was built basically using Flash Catalyst as the generator of the base code. The base code was reworked in that first video. Now what we want to do, however, we want to take this and we want to build something data-driven. And what do I mean by data-driven? I mean it's being brought in from the back end through XML. And let's show you that application. So just a few changes here. The artwork was done by my son James, and of course I did the coding. Flip that, and there's the first image right there with a little caption at the bottom. Flip it again. Here's the next image with a caption, next image, and the back cover. Now, notice I only have 3 pages, but we're going to actually, in the next series of videos, show you to extend that to multiple pages. And right now, everything's being brought in dynamically. Now, this is hard-coded. It's being brought in through a backend XML that was connected using data services. And you're going to be so amazed at how easy it is to connect data services. So, let's get to it. Now, I'm in Flash Builder, and there's a few things you want to do. The first thing you want to do is, in your Assets folder, add a data folder. And in my data folder, I put a XML. I call it My Gallery. Let's take a look at that XML real quick. Click on it. And over here in the code side, you have the XML. Now, if you're not familiar with XML, just go to the web and type in XML tutorial, and a million sites will come up. I mean, XML is so easy. Now, what's the difference between HTML and XML? Well, basically, in XML, you can create your own tags. Now that used to really cause me a mystery, because I come along here and I create my own tags. Okay, well here I created a gallery tag, and I created an item tag and a number tag, and okay, cool, but what does that mean? Well, what's important to remember here is when you create your tags, you've got to create a program that reads and parses those tags. And we're going to do that automatically in Flash Builder. So it's not so as easy as say, I created my tags, what happens now? Well, something has to read those tags. So that's how it goes. But once you've created your XML, you want to validate it. And you can validate XML in either Dreamweaver or any other type program. So what I did is from the system editor inside of Flash Builder, I actually navigated to Dreamweaver, and I've opened it up. Now you could just paste it onto your desktop or somewhere else and open it up in Dreamweaver, no problem. But once I'm in Dreamweaver, I want to validate it to make sure that it's working correctly. And this is so simple to do. Just go to File, go to Validate, and go to As XML. And as soon as you do that, I didn't get any errors. And that's all there is of validation. Now, if there have been errors, they're shown below here, and then you want to surf through and fix those errors. Now, what happens lots of times is your error can be higher in the code up here and actually show an error down there. So when you have an error, don't just look to where it shows the error to be. Actually look above it and see if the error is there as well. So that's all there is to validation. And as far as creating your XML, you see everything's well formed here. When it's validated, it's well formed here. So you see I have a beginning tag right here. And I have the same ending tag at the very end of my code. I'll go all the way down to the end of the code. There's that /gallery tag right there. Then within the side of all those, I have a bunch of chunks of code or tags, which are called items. So each item tag has an opening and ending close. This is what's called well-formed. It's got an opening and ending. And with those items, I have all the various different items that I want, all the various different categories that I want in there. So I have a number. I don't need that, but you can use that for certain instances. I have the title, artist, genres, rating, description, thumb, screenshot, and video if I want one. So I put everything in there and the kitchen sink. So for this particular example today, we're only going to use 2 pieces of data from this item list. And one will be the thumb, which is the image that you'll be seeing in your book. and the other is that caption that appeared below, which is the description. So let's go back to Flash Builder. So you're back in Flash Builder, and what you want to do is you want to add a folder to your assets folder called data, and then add your XML inside of that. But I have this annoying little dot here, and it can cause me some problems. So what I'm going to do here is just go up to the SRC folder, and I'm going to right click on it and go New Folder, and I'm just going to type in assets/data, and just hit finish. And now what it's done for me, it sandwiches that data and that image together in the assets folder. That dot sometimes gives me trouble, and so that's how I do it. And now we're going to go ahead and paste our XML in there. I have it in my clipboard, so let's paste it. And there it is right there. And now we're ready to put in some data, and now it gets exciting. So I'm going to go up here. We're going to go back to the application, click on main. And this application actually comes from the code that I posted last time on my Google Code. So make sure you go to Google Code, go to my downloads list, and download the Simple Flipbook, and that's the code we're working with today. And so now that I'm here, I want to roll over with my control and click on that components and bring up that components. Now if that doesn't work for you, just go over here to components, open this up a little bit, and click on custom component 1. That's component right there. That's where you want to actually put your data grid. So we're not going to put our data right here on the main screen. We're going to put it inside of the component. And the reason I want that to happen is so I can move that around wherever I want to, not worrying about having code on the main timeline. So let's go back. I'm going to just use the control trick, click on that, and there's my component. And what I want to do now is go to Design View. And let's open that up so you can see it. And there's my flipbook, and what I want to do is just drag a data grid to the stage. Now this is the way I do it. You can do it differently, but I like to just drag a data grid, connect my data to that data grid, and just rewire everything. So let's go to Windows, go to Components, let's bring up a data grid, and let's drag it to stage. Alright, there we go. And I can put it right in front of the book. It doesn't matter. I'm just getting connectivity and getting all the code right. So there's nothing in there now except column 1, column 2, column 3. I want to add some data. So go to Window and go to Data Services. The big point I want to make to you guys right now, it doesn't matter if I'm working with XML. The procedure I'm using right here is good for Blaze, Cold Fusion, XML or HTTP, LCDS, PHP, and other web services. This is fantastic. It's going to generate all this code for you automatically. So if you're dealing with a MySQL database and you're connecting with PHP, all that code will be generated for you automatically. I want to do HTTP. Let's click on that. And when I do, I get this nice little data wizard. Let's bring that down. And I want to give it an operation name. So I'll call this Get My Data. I need to give it the address. Where is it? Well, it's in the Assets folder, remember? Assets and in Data. And I call it My Gallery. Now this is beautiful because in Beta 1 you couldn't do this. In Beta 1 you actually had to put it on the web and connect to the web. Here you can actually do it right from a folder. And once you've done that, you want to do the services name. I'll just call it Get My Data Now. And when you're done, all you have to do is go Finish, and it creates all the classes that you need to connect to that XML. And here they are. So stay tuned. We'll finish connecting to our data next time.